It's horse beef, guys, and another video today. The second upload, didn't expect to do this, but I caught wind of the body cam footage which had just been posted, like pretty much right as I just uploaded my last video you guys would have watched, right, on DDP versus Kamaru Usman. I have some extra time, so I thought, you know what, may as well just bless these guys with a double upload today. Not that this one will really be the greatest video of all time. Obviously, I can't promise that because I'm just going to be giving my unfiltered thoughts on what's been going on with Dustin Poirier. Right? As a big fan of his, obviously I want to come to his defense, but obviously we'll go through the body cam footage itself. I'll show it in its entirety, then I will give more in-depth thoughts. But like, obviously, as a fan of his, as I said, I want to show him a lot of grace, and I will. And obviously, it's not a pattern of behavior, so it's not the same thing as John Jones, right? If this had come out, this body cam footage had come out, and it was John Jones on the other end, obviously we would have different thoughts. But for Dustin, it's just not a pattern of behavior, but potentially a pattern of behavior that was foreseeable based on his own words.
But let me ask you this, bro, because like we always ask you fight questions, bro. Just like, how are you doing in life right now? How is life? How is, Dustin Poirier, not the fighter, but like just Dustin Poirier in general, bro?
Thanks for asking that, man. I'm trying to navigate it, bro. I'm good. Some days I'm great. Some days I'm not so good. It's up and down, honestly. Fighting has changed me forever, and in good and bad ways. It's just trying to get into a groove of being a father, being home more, working on things outside of fighting. Things that I put on the back burner that I couldn't for so many years. Just staying busy, man. It's really, I got to keep my mind busy. I'm a danger. I've said this before. People have heard me say this, but I'm danger if I don't have anything circled on my calendar. If I'm not working towards something, trying to better myself and my family, I'm a danger to myself.
So the man has demons, right? And I'm sure that could be assumed for any fighter, right, in the professional MMA world. Anyone who pursues a career in professional MMA has to have demons, right? This wouldn't be the first time that we've seen a retired MMA fighter partake in some substances, potentially drugs and all that. And it's a sad thing to witness, but at the end of the day, fighting for a lot of these dudes, whether they admit it or not, is kind of a coping mechanism. And once they retire and they lose that, it's very easy to kind of go off the rails. And it's unfortunate to see this happen to someone like Dustin Poirier, because obviously when I heard about him being arrested, I kind of just looked the other way. I didn't really care because public intoxication, yeah, that could be anything really. But now that the body cam footage has been released, dude, it's a lot more sad of a situation. And let's take a look at it right now, then I'll give my in-depth thoughts on it.
What's going on?
What's up? Bunch of hoes. Let's go. Let's go.
Relax.
Yeah, they fucking lying motherfuckers. Yeah, pull me off the plane. All my boys went to the fucking crib. Now what the fuck?
And this is why he got
All right.
brought up.
You Dustin Poirier?
Man, fuck you, bro.
All right, just relax.
Man, fuck you and fuck her and fuck her. I'll fight you right now.
No, I don't want to fight, bro.
I'll go with you right now.
Bro, I don't want to fight. Bro, I don't want to
Let's
fight.
go.
I don't want to fight.
Let's go.
Radio, have you
Yeah,
step
tell
up.
him. Tell him, come on.
Get a couple of
Because
minutes.
it's going to be bad.
Bro, just
It's
step
going to be
back.
bad, my nigga.
No, bro.
What's up?
Bro, relax.
You want to fight?
Radio 237.
You want
Radio,
to fight
start
something?
several units.
How you
No,
boys not going to fight something? That's pussy.
Radio
Bro.
237.
You pussy, boy. You pussy.
bro,
You
relax,
gonna
bro.
taste
Relax.
me?
Relax,
You
bro.
going to taste me,
Copy.
nigga?
Relax.
Bro, I'm going to bang you up.
Bro, relax.
Hey, you How many do?
Just relax.
Give me a good one.
Yo. They kicked him off the
Bunch
flight.
of hoes,
This
bro.
guy's a UFC
Bitch
fighter.
ass fucking bitches.
What's
going on, brother? Talk to me. Man, the bitch is fucking lying hoes, man. Let's go. Arrest me. Let's go. Let's go. Arrest me. That's the best way, dog. That's the best way. That's the best way. Hey, pound it.
All right, man.
Now you did a great job, bro. You did a great job. You did what you could.
Man, that's fucked up, dude. Full on threatens a police officer, which is a crazy thing to do, right? Stupid thing to do, obviously, but he was intoxicated. However, that's no excuse for anything. Right? Alcohol is never an excuse for any behavior whatsoever. But wow, threatening a police officer. Good thing that the cop knew who Dustin Poirier was and de-escalated, handled it the way that he did, because that was potentially grounds to, pull a weapon on Dustin, and who knows what would happen at that point. Maybe Dustin would have done something even stupider and got shot, right? Who knows what could have actually transpired if that police officer didn't handle it so gracefully the way that he did. So hats off to the police officer Beautiful, beautiful stuff there. And it can't help that the man's openly been juicing since his retirement. He said it openly as soon as he retires. He's going on the sauce. And he's going to get jacked, right? And he is fucking jacked. And he's very likely on the sauce. And that can't be helped, right? I have known people, a cousin of mine actually, I won't get too much into detail on the stories, but a cousin of mine was on steroids. And he partook in a certain substance at one point, and it caused him to go fucking haywire. Now, do I know that it was connected to the steroids specifically? No, but it was just a really strange reaction to this substance that you would not expect. I'm talking about marijuana, of course. Yeah, it essentially put him in a rage, which was crazy. It like triggered some kind of like roid rage situation. If that's what it was, I'm not too sure, but that's kind of what it came across as, right? So that's all I'm saying is that, I mean, yeah, roids combining with fucking alcohol or drugs of any kind, I'm sure can never be a good mixture, right? Steroids mixed with your body is already a bad mixture to begin with. And I'm not trying to make excuses for the guy, of course, and his behavior. I'm just giving my perspective on what I've experienced personally, right? The mixture of all these substances within your body can really cause a person to act out, especially when they're a professional fighter, retired professional fighter who's potentially just lost out there. You know what I mean? Dustin comes across to me as someone who is just lost without fighting. Right, he strikes me as somebody who should definitely take up coaching of some kind, like find fighters that you can bring under your wing so you can still have that in your life. You know what I mean? Because clearly the man is just completely lost, and that ESPN analyst job that he has isn't enough, clearly, right, to fill that void. And in fact, I'm actually worried that he might lose his ESPN gig because of this whole fiasco, man. And of course, many people will take this opportunity to tear Dustin down further. I just don't think that this is the right thing to do, or that's the right thing to do at this moment in time. As I said, it isn't exactly a pattern of behavior. There are a lot of people who disliked Dustin Poirier because of what Conor McGregor had to say about him, or because of what Colby Covington had to say about him, right? And this is going to confirm what they already believe, right? Because he had one moment like this, right? That'll confirm everything said about Dustin Poirier, which is negative, to be true. He's this fake nice guy, this and that, right? I'm not going to make that type of judgment based off of the worst moment that we've seen from Dustin Poirier publicly. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that that is the right thing to do. But it's awful behavior. It is, man. You know, he had those two ladies absolutely shook for good reason, of course. Dustin didn't directly threaten either of them, which, of course, I'm glad to see that he didn't go to that extent with it. Threatening a police officer is ridiculous. It seems by the end of the footage, like he kind of realized what he was doing and started to regret it a little bit, and then gave the cop credit for, you know, keeping things under control. Because, man, that shit could have got so bad, man. It could have really got bad. If Dustin Poirier attacked the police officer, like, the police officer seemed shook just by the prospect of having to fight Dustin Poirier. Like, imagine having to defend yourself. Even if you have a gun on you, imagine having to defend yourself, or believe that you're in a position where you have to defend yourself from a retired MMA fighter. Not just that, but an elite retired MMA fighter. Dustin Poirier, someone who is juiced up, still in great shape, and is 100% still capable of annihilating 99.9% of the human population in a scrap. That shit would be terrifying, right? Even if you're an officer and you have a gun, especially if you're a fan of that fighter, right? Because the officer obviously knew who Dustin Poirier was. So imagine you're a fan of this fighter, you're seeing him at this low point, and you're put in a position where you may have to defend yourself with lethal force. Man, just all around a horrible situation that Dustin Poirier, of course, caused with his actions. The man is obviously having some trouble post-retirement. The man has demons. We can all relate to him in that sense, for sure, right? We all have demons. And we all go through low points in our lives, dude. Depression, that shit is so commonplace nowadays. However you want to, you know, label it, however you want to categorize it. Some people call it different things. Some people refuse to even call it depression. That's okay. However you'd like to describe it as. We all go through these low points, right? It's all about how you handle it. Clearly, Dustin Poirier has a bit of an issue with substances when he is going through it. But I just don't think that this is a good time to be going and morally grandstanding and saying, Dustin Poirier is a piece of shit. I always knew it. I can't be a fan of his anymore, dude. You got to give people like Dustin Poirier a little leeway when it isn't a pattern. You know what I mean? It isn't exactly a pattern of this man to display dog shit behavior in public. This is a horrible moment, probably his worst moment that we've seen personally. And that's why we're all so shocked by it. You know, if it was a John Jones situation, we wouldn't be so shocked. You know what I mean? And we would be less charitable. And that is, honestly, that is fair. Because John Jones has given us no reason to be charitable, right? If this was Conor McGregor and he relapsed and he got back into the cocaine and all that shit and he got into a fight in public, we would not be surprised because a precedent has been set. But for Dustin, that's just not the case. So to see him at this low point, even in that mugshot, you see, kind of looks like the man has tears in his eyes. It's a shame. It is a real shame. It is a sad thing to witness. And it's made even crazier knowing that Conor McGregor is making his comeback next month while all this is happening to Dustin Poirier. It's just crazy how things can switch up like that. Just roles completely reversed. Conor McGregor getting his life back together. Hopefully staying off the shit while you got Dustin Poirier on the shit post-retirement. Man, I just wish the best to him. I wish the best for him. Obviously, if this behavior continues and it becomes some kind of a pattern, I won't be able to support the guy or give him any grace or show him any sort of charitability like I have in this video. But all I'm trying to say here is that Dustin Poirier is going through some shit, like we all do. But he is unfortunate enough to be in a public position to where he will be scrutinized by all of us, during his lowest moment. Not many of us have any idea of what that is like to go through. And obviously I do understand, as I said multiple times in this video, if it was Jon Jones, yes. Would the reaction be different? Probably. Yes. Would I have even made a video about this if it was Jon Jones? Honestly, probably not. Because the whole reason why I'm making this video is because I am kind of taken aback by Dustin Poirier's behavior as a big fan of his, and I think it's sad, and I just hope that it's not a sign of things to come. You know what I mean? I hope that this is the wake-up call and he gets his shit back together and he can find peace in life, because that's what it's all about. That's what we're all trying to find in life. We're trying to find peace, and I do hope that Dustin Poirier is able to find that, and I hope that people like that Jon Jones are able to find that, right? I hope that fighters who I've criticized in the past, even Jon Jones, the Jon Joneses of the world, right? Scumbags, many people would say. I hope that he finds peace in his life too. I really do, man. I hope that all these fighters do, because they believe they give us so much shit during their careers. They really do spill blood, sweat, and tears. They spill all kinds of bodily fluids. They put themselves in harm's way, obviously for money and for adoration potentially, but for our entertainment. And we are greatly entertained by these dudes. Not to mention the amount of head trauma that they sustain. Man, it is a crazy thing. It's a crazy business, and it's a blood sport that we are entertained by. So I think it's important that in certain cases, man, it's really important to treat these dudes as human beings, right? And not just tear them down, let moments like these confirm our biases, especially, like I said earlier multiple times, where it isn't a pattern. You know what I mean? So I could be wrong here. Maybe Dustin Poirier will continue to slip up, right? At this point, I have no clue. I hope that's not the case. But I'm more than willing to show this guy some grace until that happens, right? And I hope it doesn't. But regardless, man, if he slips up 100 times, I'll still be praying for the guy, right? I think we should all do the same. If you're a praying person, I think you should pray for Dustin Poirier and his recovery, right? Him finding peace, whatever it may be. Just prayers for him to get himself out of the situation that he finds himself in here. But anyway, guys, I just conclude my thoughts on the body cam footage and just the whole Dustin Poirier fiasco, his arrest, man. Unfortunate situation. Let me know in the comment section below. What are your thoughts, man? Just let me know whatever your thoughts are on this whole Dustin Poirier fiasco, surrounding life in general, depression, whatever, man. Whatever you heard in this video that you have thoughts on, just let me know in the comment section below. And as always, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you on the next one.